My name is Camden Trinkle. I'm a 17-year-old male and I've lived in Texas my whole life. I grew up in Fredericksburg, Texas, but I recently moved to Aledo when I was a sophomore in high school. This is the memory that I will be talking about more specifically in this speech. Why are all our belongings packed up? Asked my parents in wild bewilderment as I glanced from box to box, searching desperately for anything not yet packed as a sea of brown faded into old cardboard. Never would I have guessed or even had such a tangent that this day, June 1st of 2021, would be the day I got uprooted from the town I'd grown up in my entire life. The day of the big move started like the other mundane and blurry school days, except I can still remember every single detail through crystal clear lenses. This is going to be the easiest day of school, I assured myself as I started getting ready for the measly half day consisting of only 2 finals that were on the horizon. Stepping out of the car onto the faded yet dirty yet still lovable courtyard covered in stains, or as I like to call them, battle scars. A gust of relieving tension swallowed me as I realized that school was almost over after today. Heading to my first final of the day, biology, I could not help but feel a nagging, just vaguely ominous vibe looming over my head. And unfortunately, the day prevailed as I made my way to the second and last final of the day. Walking through these halls, passing meaningless classroom after classroom, it was as if I'd gotten senioritis since my brain was hardwired on one thing and one thing only: summer. Finally, after what felt like an eternity of staring at the broken clocks, most likely to have been untouched for years, the school year had ended and summer was finally upon us. Now all I had to do was wait. Slowly but surely, the pickup line went in waves, but just like the tide of a beach going from high tide to low tide, then repeating. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, my parents arrived just in time to fill me in with determination and save me from my prison. But my mood changed in an instant as I noticed my parents' grim faces and notion that something was desperately wrong. How was school? My parents both just asked genuinely, trying to seem oblivious to the already obvious, ominous, and foreboding tone in the car. It was fine, I replied, atomically and robotic, to not escalate the already rising tension that was upon us. The rest of the car ride was quiet, almost too quiet. While the car ride was utterly silent, my mind was moving a million miles per hour, bouncing an idea after idea off the wall and seeing what would stick and become real and sadly tangible theories. Never did it ever cross my mind that moving could be a possibility. And finally, after feeling like what had been a decade of living under the ocean in the depths of that light, the car slowed to a stop in their driveway. This so-called driveway looked like an alien planet. It was littered with strange box inhabitants varying sizes. And obviously, questions like, is this even our house, or who are we helping moving, swirled around in my head, trying to delay the harsh and dark truth. This was my house, and these are our belongings. It wasn't just the driveway that was littered. It was as if the whole house had been hollowed out by a parasitic infection. Knowing what I had to do, I slowly, one by one, took the light boxes, which I felt like they were full of lead and bricks, onto the moving truck. And finally, after the last box was loaded, as my cruel fate drew me in closer, pulling me into those depths, I could not help but think about all these plans that had gotten uprooted by this parasite. All the unfinished promises made were now broken. All the cherished memories now just fragmented, just strewn across my mind like a puzzle that could never be fully solved. And finally, all the people I never got to say goodbye to, or all the people I never got to mend relations. The most tormenting part, though, as if gaping holes created by this parasite dragging everyone who got near it into a black, dull nothingness, turning everyone it touches into a mere shell of themselves. It erased the very mark and impression I had left on everyone. But while it has taken me time to heal, just like a plant that's been uprooted from its natural environment, a whole year later, July 1st, 2023, I can now truly see how the move has pushed my boundaries and given me realization. Like there's no tomorrow, because there very well might not be a true tomorrow. Thank you. That is my speech about how I got uprooted from Fredericksburg to Aledo, and lost a lot of friends, lost a lot of relations. It was not fun, but the only way to self-grow is by pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone, and it really did work.